Hi everyone, I'm Chris and welcome to my channel. This is the oracle card reading channel and it's basically set to provide some daily cures on your personal problems, especially on your spiritual journey. I'm not an English speaker, but I would mainly use English in this channel, and my videos will be mainly on YouTube and Bilibili. And for today's topic is that what are the things that you need to know right now? And before we start, I would like to introduce these three beautiful decks. And the first deck is the Cosma Vision Oracle, and I bought it in UK, in the shop in the UK. It's quite expensive, yeah, but I like it. It's well made and well designed, and it's quite strong and powerful card. And the second one is the Essential Oils Healing Deck. Usually I will use it to look at your body, mind, and spiritual condition. And third one, I will highly recommend the third one because I used it when I start my spiritual journey. And at first, I cannot understand anything about things that are in the guidebook. But after I read it over and over and again, yeah, I can kind of understand, and I gradually start my spiritual journey. So, and also this deck, it's, how to say, it's quite powerful. Like, when you see this deck, some people might feel that you will be a little bit dizzy, and especially for this one, yeah, the same. Like, you will feel a bit dizzy. You will find like your heart chakra, there's a pain in your heart chakra, and you suddenly receive a strong energy, so that making you feel painful sometimes, but it's just a little bit, you know. And also I would use it, it's quite inspiring, I would say, like this deck. So I'm going to shuffle the deck and I will pick up one card in each deck to, you know, to give some suggestions, daily cures to today's theme. And if you're not interested in the shuffling process, you can just skip. Watch the part that you are interested in. Yeah. So let's start shuffling right now. That I didn't ask, you know. I guess this is one because I didn't ask. It just jump out. So you know, my style is just like, I would like to be effective because I don't know, like, you know, like the things that they need they need to know right now. Oh, too much. Orange. Oh, orange. Oh, right. This is a limitless video, so you can watch it at any time you want. Right? 2. That's 2. Okay. Actually, I've prepared it for so long, the first video, but I think because I prepared, you know, like usually like the tarot card reading or oracle card reading, like you have lots of options. So like for each option, like you need to spend so many hours to prepare to like have to interpret, you know. So I would say it's so difficult. It's so difficult. So I decided to just prepare one option, and if you're lucky, oh no, if I'm lucky to help you to watch this video, I will Yeah, if I was lucky to have you to watch this video. Yeah. And this video is probably for you. Yeah. Now let's start our oracle reading today. And yeah, let's start today's oracle reading. And the topic is, what are the things that you need to know right now? And for the 4 cards, and the first one is 6 of Embers, the second one is Orange, and third one is Rose Quartz and Olive Tree, and fourth one is a pink Chelcedony. Yeah, and those are the cards that I've picked up for you. And for the first card, if the 6 of Embers shows up, that means you have achieved a minor success here, which means that it's like there's a result, good result of what you are doing right now. You can see the result right now, and you can see, finally see where you're at the moment and how far you have come through. Yeah. Although this is not a final result, but I think it worth celebrating. So take some time, absorbed in your minor success, and take a rest. Yeah. Because you're just at the middle of the journey. The journey is not over yet. Yeah. And that might be the reason why you're anxious right now, because the orange, if this card showed up, it means that you're quite anxious recently. But yeah, you have achieved something successfully, so you don't need to worry that much. You take some time, do some meditations, go for a walk, to meet with your family and friends. Yeah, do some things that you feel healing and relaxed. Sleeping, eating, Yeah, and if orange shows up, usually for your body, it's basically you have some bloating or constipation. And it also, this card, this card is from the essential oils healing deck, right? So if you can get some, essential oils, the orange essential oils, the natural one, not the manufactured, if you can get that, maybe it will help you elevate toxin, smooth the skin, alleviating anxiety and fatigue. Is that French pronunciation? Yeah, and it's a great natural remedy for anxiety. Yeah, if you don't have the essential oil, that's okay. You just go to the supermarket, buy some orange, eat them, it might help you alleviate your anxiety, And also, orange is good for depression. You know what I mean, right? If this card showed up, that means you might experience a hard time. Maybe that you're doing a project, there you are finishing. Oh, it's May, so maybe some people yeah, I can see some people they're just finished the academic paper. Yeah, no papers, thank you. Really, and also oh, someone is starting the new way. It's if you're already in one industry, you're kind of starting the new things. Wow, that's great. That's nice. Oh, that's why you're quite anxious, right? Yeah, and also it's an ideal cue for people who are prone to tension and stress. Oh, and also especially for people who strive for perfection and achievement, who have no tolerance for errors, perfectionists. People always expect things to be perfect, but the thing is that nothing is perfect. No one can do things perfectly. So it's such an impossible standard. It's not even a higher standard, It's impossible standards. So some people may absorb in their things and forget about the fact that they cannot do things perfect. Oh, and also for people who are who always want to make things perfect and always, make themselves burn out, there's a good approach like I would like to suggest for you. And it's also like a cure provided by the pink Chelcedony. It's a approach that when you like feel strong emotions, you might be wonder why you feel it that way. And the method is that to go deeper, think deep until your mind disconnects and your heart answers. This is done by asking yourself questions. So basically is that why I'm so anxious. So like think about the things that you're doing right now. And I'm anxious because I really would like to make things perfect. But the thing is that why I need to make everything perfect? There must be a reason, right? So looking through the past, what are the things that you have experienced which makes you want to make things perfectly? And for me, like the first thing I'm thinking of is that my parents, like if I cannot make things perfect, if I cannot do things, right, to satisfy their needs, like they might, scold me or something like that. And so that's why I would like to be perfect. But the thing is that why I need to be perfect. Like, for example, take myself as example, like why I need to satisfy their needs. Because they are my parents, because I love them, so I need to satisfy their needs. Does it sound fair? How do you think? Does it sound fair? So I think the conclusion for myself through this process is that I don't think I need to make things perfect because I don't need to satisfy their needs. And also the negative feelings that I perceived from the past issues from my parents, like it doesn't need to affect me anymore. You know what I mean, right? It's a past. It's already passed by, so I don't need to take it seriously anymore. The old pattern for me is that if I don't do things well, I will face the danger of abandonment, the sense of abandonment. This is what I perceive from my parents, though sometimes they don't mean to, but like if they say too many times, if they like ask me to do things too many times, I will feel like, I do because I cannot make everything perfect so that you don't love me, or that's what I perceive. I don't mean to to let you to dig into the past and see whether the things that you experience through is real or not. I just mean that to find the problem, to find the cure, where the problem is at, where the cure is at. For example, like for this issue, I think what I need to conquer is that I need to face the difficulty. I need to face the sense of abandonment. I am safe. I would not be abandoned by anyone. Yeah, and this is the approach that I would like to recommend it to you guys. After I think through the things and think about why I don't need to be perfect and what are the things that I fear of in the past, but I'm not fear it anymore. So I can solve my problem here. Am I clear? So this is a good approach. Like after solving this problem, I feel like I don't need to be perfect. And the thing, like the standard for me to do things that I like or do the things I need to do is that if I can enjoy doing things, that would be great. Yeah, I've changed my standard to it right now. But for some people, like maybe you can lower standard. So here, the method, it's important, is to asking yourself question, go deeper, think deep until your mind disconnects and your heart answers. Usually it is done in the quiet place, like after meditation, and sometimes like you just lay in the bed and you think about this kind of thing. Sometimes you will cry, because you have touched the deepest and darkest thing in your past life. And you face them, you choose to face them, and after you cry a bit, or cry a lot, you will feel better, really, trust me. Yeah, and that's the method lots of people who just start spiritual journey or who have already started spiritual journey for a long time, they would do this. And it's quite common method, yeah. And some people might have even heard of it before, but some people might never heard of it. Yeah, so here I'm recommending it to you guys. Yeah, and after talking about the first two cards, and I would like to talk about the last two cards, which is the rose quartz and love tree and the pink Chelcedony. And those two cards, like behind those two cards, they're a big theme that I would really talk it seriously here in this video, which is called the self-love. Yeah, I bet many of people have already heard about this term, self-love. But what are self-love? What is self-love? For my definition is that self-love, the first requirement is that it's you, not others. Give yourself love. And the second requirement is that the love that you gave for yourself is unconditional love. So that's my definition for self-love. So what is unconditional love? I would really ask, because everyone has his own interpretation about unconditional love and they have their own feelings. Yeah. But before we looking at the definition of unconditional love, before we define what is unconditional love, I think we might need to look at the counter example. What is conditional love? That might be helpful for us to dig into this problem, right? So I think for conditional love, there's a common scenario that, for example, your parents or your partners ask you to behave whoever they expect you to be. Otherwise, they will not give you love or money. You can see here. What is called condition is that you need to just trade something to get something, Have you sensed the thing here? And also so in this scenario, the love is conditional, right? Undoubtedly. Yeah, they love you because they can benefit from you. That's how conditional love works. So what's the problem here? In the relationship with conditional love, what is the problem? You will not feel proper understanding, love, and support from others, right? Because in this definition, I think conditional love is fake love. Even it takes a form of what kind of love in this way, but actually it's fake love. sometimes people might care about you from time to time, and they take the responsibility to, for example, to feed you, to bring up yourself. But the thing is whether they give you love or not, the right kind of love or not. And how can you tell that, like, whether you are receiving the right kind of love or not? Well, I have concluded 3 points, to help you to discriminate are you receiving the right kind of love or not. And the first thing is that I think right kind of love is complete and fully engaged. What I mean here is that in a relationship with conditional love, as I said, you will not feel proper understanding, love, and support from others. And this is because you will receive this kind of things that you need. The basic people will need these kind of things in a loving relationship. You receive this from time to time, not always. You know what I mean here? You can sense the difference here, right? It's just piece of love, piece of understanding, piece of support that occurs at certain time or situations. You know, people who usually would like to control over others, they will give somebody a bit sweet treats after they hate you with their words, their values, force on you, or even actual bad behaviors. So love, it's a natural thing. It's a circulating thing. It circulates between people who love each other. It's not a simply give and take game. I give you something and I take something from you, or I love you because you need to satisfy my need. It's not that kind of feeling. It's not that kind of vibe. It's not about whether they care about you or not. It's about how they care about you. Not from time to time, not piece of love after they scold you. Not piece of, oh, I care about you, I'm so worried about you. But they always put yourself in the dangerous situation that make you feel anxious, feel a sense of abandonment, despair, These are not the right kind of love. And also, another important thing to tell that whether you are receiving the right kind of love or not is that you need to find out their intentions. People who are giving conditional love will usually say, oh, I do this for your own goods, or I do this because I love you. Well, it is not love, as I stated before. This is forcement, or even abuse, in the long time. They always have these kind of intentions that, either in consciousness or unconscious level, it can be all your things are mine. They could be they thinking of all your things are mine. So you need to hear my commands because you are mine. In this situation, the people who treat you with conditional love will see you as, the possession, an object, a dog, something that he occupied, he possessed. And also you love me, so you should also satisfy all my needs and so on. In the other situation, is that some people will have some intentions you love me, so you should satisfy all my needs. And in this situation, that the people who, the bad people here, are usually a bit narcissistic. Can you sense it? You love me, so you should satisfy all my needs. Who are you? How important do you think you are? Why you have this kind of intention? This is because they're narcissistic, They think they're the most important people in the world, so everyone around them should satisfy them, So that's why I don't know whether you know there's a psychological term that is called NPD. It's narcissistic personality disorder. Yeah, I won't talk a lot about that here. Yeah, so but there is the thing that people like who are narcissistic, and it's quite a severe problem, and it's a psychological problem sometimes. It can be as severe as a psychological problem. It's not just simply narcissism, you know. Yeah, and yeah, these are the common intentions that people who don't actually love you would have. Yeah. And the third point that, you know, you can tell that whether you're receiving the right kind of love or not is that trust your feelings and intuitions. This is the most important and most effective, the simplest method. You could just use it, you know. When someone loves you, like they will usually care about your feelings rather than make decisions for you without asking your opinions, or making you doubt yourself all the time, or making you uncomfortable, anxious, and insecure. Trust your feelings and intuitions. Like your feelings is always true, and your miserable feelings especially, they are true. Like just believe in yourself, trust your intuition. And if you think about someone or something right now, just please do consider it. Please do consider it, you know. It can be a toxic person or a toxic relationship. Like even it just like, you know, like there's a memory that flashes, you know, in your mind, like catch it, think about it. You know, like toxic relationship, toxic person, usually like they will stay for a long time. They're not just like, you know, just like walk past your life. They usually exist in your life and for a long time. So it's quite a sad thing. I don't know whether you can, you know, feel me or not. Like, because like for example, if you have experienced the wrong kind of love, the fake love from your childhood, you know, from your parents or caregivers, you will probably like experience more and more like similar relationship like that, because you don't know that is right kind of love or not. You think this is love. You think it is love, right kind of love. It's a love that you're most used to, and the love that you cannot get out of. So it's quite sad in some ways. So yeah, like, and always like the toxic persons, sometimes, whoever they are, like just trust your feelings. Like even a family member you never doubt before, or a person you are always have good feelings towards, or even a person you feel most respectful and thankful to, you know. Just think over your relationships, like not ever either in the past or right now. Yeah. And this is what rose quartz and olive tree like suggest you guys to do. It also says like, please ask you to take a step back and look at the people around you and consider if you're accepting the right kind of love. Yeah. And what I like telling you in this video is to like kind of like teaches you what it's like to receive the right kind of love. And also like, you know, like as a child, like receiving right kind of love is quite important for development, security, and self-worth. If you can solve these kind of problems, you can, you know, improve your security, sense of security, and also self-worth. It's just like, because this card is a warm and loving card, like the energy speaks to your inner child to help you accept this love current. They're like sending your love current and helping to heal wounds of rejection and abandonment. You know, like what's important is like when you learn to love yourself, it's possibly to truly love others. But before you love yourself, you first need to know that what is love. Are you receiving the right kind of love from from the people around you. This is the most important thing before you learn how to love yourself. Yeah, if you can tell them apart, that will be perfect. Then you can learn how to love yourself. This is a quite common, I would say, path to self-love. Yeah, and also like after we talk so much about the conditional love, so what is unconditional love? Let's back to our theme. What is self-love? And the second point of self-love is the love you're receiving is unconditional love. So what is unconditional love? Yeah, and like unconditional love is what I think should be the base of all kinds of close bonds in a relationship. Yeah, this is my opinion, personal opinion. Like, why I think like that? Because I think firstly, like, it means the kind of love which don't expect anything from you, and it exists and gives you to you because it's you. To make simple is that it's the kind of love that with no judgment, you know. You're receiving this kind of love because you are you. So that's why I think it's like it's the right kind of love. And it should be the base of all your relationship, you know. It's no matter who you can be, how you look like, how much money you earn, how good you behave, how excellent you are on the studies and so on. You are just you, so we love you. You know, I don't know like whether you have experienced this kind of love or not, like even from a stranger or some of your family member, or sadly like you have not experienced this kind of love. I would say that it's a quite good feeling. If good is the right term of word, it's quite nice. Yeah, I would say it's quite nice, and I think that's everyone is expecting for, like consciously or unconsciously. No one will reject love, being loved, right? This is my personal opinion. Like you can think whatever you want, you know. And also like I think the unconditional love is important is that like for people who are close to you, like you might naturally need the love, support, understanding and care from the people who are close to you. Yeah, that's what I think naturally, which are four like essential things contained in unconditional love. So I think unconditional love contains four things: love, understanding, care, and support. Or maybe just three of them, at least three of them, I think. Yeah, if a person can provide at least three of these good things to you, then there might be a healthy and nurturing relationship formed around you, which is the best thing ever. Yeah. And I think these are all the things that these two cards would like to tell you. And maybe for pink Chelcedony, like it also would like to tell you that not only think about whether you're receiving the right kind of love or not, and after that you should think about like, is there any good relationship that you missed, you know, you can reconnect with, can rebuild. Yeah, this is also the good question, because you know, to tell that you are receiving the right kind of love or not, it's not only to, you know, cut down some relationship, it's also about reconnecting to someone. Yeah, and I think that's all for today. And it's quite a big thing, right? Self-love and how to like discriminate the right kind of love and the conditional love, the fake love, like in short. Yeah, I think that's all the things I would like to say in this video. And if you like the contents I make, like if you like my videos, like you could like follow my account, follow my channel. My account and my channel's name is ChrisInTheWoods, and it's not only on YouTube but it's also on the Chinese platform called Bilibili. and it's a healing channel, and I will mainly use oracle cards to, provide you some practical suggestions on your personal problems. So if you are interested in more content in my channel, please follow my account. I hope today's content will help you. Yeah, I hope the things that I would like to convey and can actually help you guys. That is what I want, and that's the aim for creating this channel. So yeah, have a good day. Bye, see you next time.